Hello and assalamu alaikum dear teachers. This is a comprehensive tutorial about how we are going to take online assessment. Either it is objective or it is descriptive. We will discuss some do's and don'ts in this video as well. So let me start from the beginning. First of all, you will log into your Gmail ID, that is your official Gmail ID, and then on the right side you will have 9 dots. You can press it and then you can move to your Google Classroom. Once you're there, you have to go to your specified class and then go to the classwork. Then you will press create, and after pressing create you will go to quiz assignment. Okay, one more thing I would like to add from the start, that you will be using only Firefox browser for doing all the Google form work and for assigning the papers. No other browser will be used. It is recommended that you use Firefox browser throughout this procedure. So let me name this as a demo quiz test. I will name the title, then I will assign the classes if I have to assign it for more than one class. I can assign the marks at, for example, this paper is of 15 marks. I can also assign the due date, that today is 4. I can assign the due date is 5 of October, and due time could be 6 p.m. And I have to select the topic as well. For example, if I have mathematics, I will select mathematics. So for the time being, I am selecting the demo topic. Once I am done with all these, I will press this blank quiz which is present over here, and then it will redirect me to Google Forms with a new quiz. Here, first of all, I will rename the top left and this heading as well. So I will rename it with my subject or subject paper. If you have English paper, you can rename it with English P1 or whatever heading you want to give it. So for example, I am renaming it by demo test quiz. Let me copy it so that I can rename it here as well, demo test quiz. Now in this tutorial, I'm going to explain you throughout about how we are going to add objective questions, how we are going to add picture, and how we are going to add descriptive questions for students. So let me add a few sections prior doing anything. Here's a button that says add section. So I will press this button. Now 2 section has been created. I will press it again. I can see 3 section has been created. Under first section, I will take all the generic information of students, that is their name, email address, and classes. So for adding further details or further rows in it, I will press this plus button for adding question, and then here I can write a name. It will automatically shift to short answer. If it doesn't, you have to shift it to short answer, and then press required. Once you're done with it, you will again press add question, and then you will say ask for official the academy ID from the student. This will be a short answer as well, and make it required so that a student cannot skip it. You will press plus again and write down class and section you're assigning or you're asking for. Here you will have to select the drop down so that you will have a predefined classes sections for that. For example, I'm selecting 9 computers. Second option, I can select 9 commerce, and third option, I can select 9 biology, and make it required as well. Once I am done with the topmost section, that is of information collection, I will move on to my second section, that must be of objective. So I will write objective heading over here, and then press plus button to add more questions. Now prior doing objective, I must have all the objectives being done in a Word file. like this one, or if you have Urdu objective or any other languages objective, you can always make it in a Word file, and the options should be in this vertical position like ABCD. So first of all, I will copy only the question, first question, go to my first question bar and paste it over here. For the options, I will select all the options at once and go to the first option and press paste or Control V. My all the options are now pasted along with A, B, C, D, and here I have to give the answer key, so that uh, once the student answer this, they will automatically be graded. So I am just giving it a random answer like 14, and I have to assign the points for it. If it is of 1 mark, I will assign 1. If it is of 2 marks, I will assign 2. There is no in between. You only have to select 1, 2, 3 in whole numbers. The marks should be in whole numbers. So I will press done and then press required. You have to select required for every field you choose. Once I am done with that, I will go to the next question. I will press add question and do the same with the rest of the questions as well. I'm adding, for example, this one. Then the options, under the option 1, answer key for any one, add points, done, required. This should be a norm for every MCQ question. Add again. Okay, for few questions that, for example, in mathematics, this specific number is in mixed fraction, so it will not uh, be copied like this in the question paper. For example, if I copy it, it will not show like this one. So for that, what I have to do is I have to use this tool, the picture tool. First of all, I will go to the Word where I have written the question. Then I will, in the search bar, I will search snipping tool. Once it opens, I will press new and select my specific question to take the snip of it, and then press save snip. Then I will rename it snip question and save it in my specified folder or wherever I want to save it. Once I am done with that, I will now go to this question, and under the question I will press this picture button. It will show me this screen of browse. I can resize my that window, open my that folder in which there are the pictures of questions, resize that one as well, and I will just grab it and drop it over the browse. Now my question has been uploaded in the picture form, and I don't have to do anything else about it. Once I'm done with that, I have to select the options of answer as well. Similarly, answer can also be done using the snipping tool. So I will open snipping tool and press new, and then select it, save it as the option A. And similarly, under option 1, we will have a picture tool as well here. So I will press it, it will show me browse button. I will then drag and drop that option A picture in here, and it will show me the option in under my first one. So this is how things will go under each of the option. I can write it as A as well. A option is this one, B option is another one. If I want to add more pictures, I can add the picture here as well. Similarly, everything which you think will not be copied easily, you can take the snip of it and then paste it over here, so that it won't create any mess for you. Once I am done with the MCQs, I will move on Okay, remember you have to make it required as well, and you have to give the answer key. So I'm giving this answer key and points and done and required. Now I will be moving towards my descriptive question for the paper of descriptive. Then I will write descriptive. Under the descriptive question, I will only use first question to add my whole paper. And how I'm going to do that? It's a simple step. First of all, I will open my, for example, I have my paper like here. I will open my paper, and usually we do make paper by leaving the spaces, so we have to eliminate these spaces first in order to take it to one page. So I will remove all the space in between and just add the question in it. Just like this. Now I have only questions in one page. What I have to do is I have to select all by pressing Ctrl A or just simply dragging my mouse till the end, and then press Ctrl C or right click and then press copy. Once I have copied it, I will go to my file and a new file, then blank document, and here I will right click, and under paste options I will go to the paste as picture, like this one. So I will press this, and my whole paper is now being converted in a picture format. Once I right click it, it will show me save as picture option. So I will press it, and I will save my picture as paper 1 demo on my desktop. Now my work for MS Word has been completed. Here's the paper 1 demo. Okay, it will be looking like this dark one, but you don't have to be worried about it. Once you drag and drop it, it will show good in the paper. So under the first question, I will only select the picture and it will show me this browse option, and then I will just drag and drop my the whole question paper, the descriptive one. Now you can see the whole paper is clearly visible through this Google form question. Okay, once I'm done with that, I don't have to add more options, as student will not have to select the options, but I will go to the multiple choice section, that portion, and then go to file upload, because students will have to solve this in full skill sheet or computer paper, and then they will take the pictures and make it PDF and whatever format they use. Then they have to upload this file over here. So I will press file upload and then press continue. Once I'm done with that, I will have to select this one as well, so that students will not upload some other things. So I will have a check over that. You can allow them documents, PDF or image file, or whatever thing you think is the necessary requirement for the paper. You can select that specific format. Number of files could depend on you as well. If you think paper is too long and students will not be able to convert all over in PDF file, and they will add more than one image file, so you can select 5 or 10. It's up to you. And after doing that, we have to select the maximum file size as well for one student. So you can give them a space of 100 MB, because we have unlimited storage of G Suite. Once I'm done with that, I have to select the answer key, just to give them hint of the total marks of this whole paper. So for example, it is of 10 marks, and I can name it 10 over here. Press done, and then toggle on the required bar as well. Now once I am done with that, what next step I have to do, as I have completed all my form now. MCQs, descriptive one. uh, I have to add an add-on, so I will go to the three dots on the top right and then go to add-ons. Okay, under add-on I will search for form timer, and this will be my add-on that I will be using. I will go into it. It is already installed in my ID, so I will uninstall it and let you know how you are going to install it. Now you have to press install first, then continue. You have to select your official ID by which you are making the form to allow the access. Then you will press allow. Done. And now this add-on has been installed in your ID. So I will close this mark. Okay, once the add-on has been installed, here you can see an add-on button. I will press this one and then press form timer. It should show me configure button over here. If it doesn't, and it only shows help button, so you have to refresh your tab and then try it again. So I will now go to the configure button, and here I have to enable it. It will show me enable. Since it is already been enabled by me, so I don't have to re-enable it again, but in case I can also re-enable it, it won't make any difference. Once I enable my form timer, the second thing that I have to do is I will go to the top settings button, that is behind or just beside send button. I will open the settings. Now there are some options that I have to check and uncheck. This one, like collect email addresses, I have to check. This one, require sign in, I have to check it to limit to one response, so students will not be able to give more than one response. Okay, for the moment I am not using my official The Academy ID, but you will be using your official The Academy ID. There will be one more check over here, and it says that allow only the Academy ID, so you have to check that one as well, so that students outside the Academy ID will not be able to give the responses. Once I am done with that, I have to go to the bottom. You can see the maximum size of all files uploaded. You can set it to 1 TB for safe side. I think it will not exceed 1 GB even, but you can save it till 1 TB because we have a G Suite which have immense memory. After doing with the settings of generals, I will go to the presentation. You can use shuffle question order, but it is not recommended because your option A, B, C, D along with your question may be shuffled, so you don't have to use any options here. Then you will move on to your quizzes. Here under the release grade, you can see it is the option which has been selected is immediately after each submission. So we will not tell students the answer immediately, so we will have to select this one later after manual review. And here we can uncheck the missed questions so that they will not be able to see their missed questions. We can uncheck the correct answer, they will not be able to see the correct answer, and we can leave the check over here for the point values. Once I am done with that, I will press save. Now my settings has been saved and I can go to my next step. Under this form timer, I can see just beneath re-enable button, I can see continue to form timer. So I will press it and it will redirect me to form timer Gclocked website. Here I can see the demo test quiz which I just created. So I will press it and it will open the form options for me. Then I will have to select the setup. Under setup, I have to select test config. Now test config is a small window which allows you to select a small time for students. Once they log in, the timer will start ticking on and it will not stop at any cost. So for example, this paper is of 30 minutes, so we can give them 15 minutes spare time, so I can set the 45 minutes time for that. And also I have to untoggle this bar as well, so that they will not be able to continue the test after the timeout. Once I'm done with the test config, this time setting, you can see the time control over here, so I will press this one. Here you can choose the start time, start date of the test, and end date as well. So for example, it is 4 October, so I will select the start date as 5 October and time as 1 p.m. and then set the date and time. And I can set the end date and time as well. For example, 5 October, and I can set the time till 3 p.m. Okay, once I have entered this big window as well, and the short window that is of 45 minutes as well, I will press save. After you have done with all these things, you will have to attempt this quiz by yourself. So you will go over public test link and then press it. The link will be copied, and you will go to new tab and paste the link over here. Now what I have to tell you that since you have set the date of tomorrow, the test will not open. So to attempt the test, we have to change the date and time for the first test. So let me change it to 4 October, and time should be 1:30 a.m. and save it. Now I will go to that website again and refresh my page. I can see that I can attempt the test now. Okay, remember, you have to attempt the test with the ID you have made the paper. No other ID will be doing the test first time. It will not be allowed. So if you have made the paper from your official The Academy ID, you have to attempt this test from your official email ID as well. I made this test through this email address, so I have to attempt this one firstly from this email address. So here I can see that 45 minutes time, and once I press get started, the time will start ticking. You can see 45 minutes timer is on now, and I better have to hurry now. So I will select email address, and name. Okay, you have to select your official email address as well for the safety, so that if students enter their personal email address over here, they will enter their official email address over here for sure. Once I'm done with that, I have to select my class and then press next. Here I can see options. I can answer anyone which I think is right or wrong, whatever. I'm done with the objective questions, so I will press next. Here I can see the descriptive or subjective question, and here you can see unique identifier. You don't have to change it at the first time. Under that first question, I can see add file option, so I will press add file. And what students will be doing is they will select the file of their homework or their test from their computer or any place they have uploaded it to, and then upload it, and then press upload. Once they are done, they can see these three pictures over here, and then they simply have to press submit. Now my test has been recorded and submitted successfully. Once I'm done with that, the next step what I have to do is here Under the form timer, I can see that I have recorded the response. I will go to my Google form again, that specific form, and under the questions, I will be able to see that unique modifier ID identifier. So what I have to do, I will just press it and then I will delete it. Once you have deleted it, you are good to go, that you can share the link with your students. So I will go to the form timer, copy the public test link, make sure that you have time set correctly of opening and ending time. If you have done some changes before for your own test, you can reset the time, starting and end time again. You can check the small window as well. If you think it is too long, 45 minutes, you can set it accordingly, and then you will copy the link again from public test link. Then you will be going back to your Google Classroom. Under Google Classroom, there will be a blank quiz. So you will just close it and then you will press add link, and under link you will press that link and then press add link. Now this link has been added. You have done with all the things on the right side. You can either schedule it from your official the Academy ID. It will show you the schedule option as well. Since I am not using my official email address of the Academy, so it is not allowing me to do so. So I will just press assign. And now this test has been assigned to the students here, and students will be able to access it from here. Even if the students use this link before the start time, they will not be able to do the test, since we had not set the time of today. Okay, after we are done with all these, let me go back to the Google form and show you the results as well, that how the results are going to be collected. So once you open your Google form, your specific Google form, and then you will go to the responses on the right side. Here I can see that only there is one recipient of this form that scored 3. You have to check the form for descriptive yourself. For example, if you press this email address, the whole form will open along with the attachments. In the descriptive, I added 3 pictures, so teacher will be able to see these pictures as well, so they can open it. It will open under Google Drive, and they can always check it like they used to do in Google Classroom. Like they can add comment, for example, what have you done here, or any comment they think is suitable for the students to know that they have done right or wrong. Okay, once you're done with that, you can close this page. It will automatically be saved with your comments as well. And then after checking all the pages, we can give them marks accordingly. For example, I can give them 8 marks out of 10, and that's how we are going to grade them. You can see the total points is now 13. And once I am done with the checking of all the papers, what I have to do is, on the top right you can see the green plus button that says create a spreadsheet. I will press it, and it's asking me to create a new spreadsheet by the name of demo test quiz. So I will create it. And it will open me to this Excel sheet. I can see the email addresses, I can see the class section, and I can see the options as well. Here I can see the total marks of student as well. So this is one option of collecting the scores of all the students. Another option could be that you can see the 3 dots over here. You will press it, and here you can see the download responses.csv file. So I will, once I press it, a Word file will be saved. I can save it, and then I open the the rare file, and then we have a CSV Excel file over here. Here I can see the result of students as well. It will be more than one, since I am the only one who has attempted this question, so there is only me. Okay, that was all from the basics that we had to do or we had to follow. We have set the link to Google Classroom as well. We can schedule it once we have the ability to schedule it, because I am not online with my official the academy ID. I didn't had the option to schedule. You can easily schedule the paper as well for the later time. uh, I think that's everything I have covered with, and I be wishing you a best of luck for all the papers, and hope that it will be a great success for all of us. Thank you.